Lesson 11, Analyzing Interactions Among Individuals, Events, and Ideas. Text Patient Zero by Marilee Peters, Chapter 4, pages 79 to 83 and through the end of the chapter. Focus Standard RI 7.3. Supporting Standards RI 701, RI 710, SL 701, L 74. Learning Targets. I can identify key individuals, events, and ideas in a text. I can analyze how individuals, events, and ideas interact with one another. Good morning, brilliant ELA warriors. Today's lesson is going to pull everything we've learned in Module 2 together. The people, the ideas, and the chain of events that change the world's understanding of disease. Our learning targets for today are: I can identify key individuals, events, and ideas in a text. I can analyze how individuals, events, and ideas interact with one another. When we say interact, we mean that one thing affects or influences another. A person's belief can spark an action. An event can shift an idea. An idea can change the course of history. Today, we'll look closely at how those forces collide in the story of Mary Mallon, Typhoid Mary, and the doctors who studied her. By the end of this class, you will have finished Chapter 4 of Patient Zero and clearly mapped out how the individuals, events, and ideas in this text shape each other. Let's get started. Open your books to page 79 in Patient Zero. We are beginning the final section of Chapter 4, the part where Dr. Sarah Josephine Baker finally tracks down and confronts Mary Mallon. Before we begin, let's review a few important vocabulary words you'll encounter. Fugitive, someone who is running away or hiding. Bureau, an official office or department responsible for certain duties. Desolate, a feeling of isolation, loneliness, or abandonment. Let's write these words down in the notes section in the back of your student workbook. These words help describe how Mary felt as the events unfolded: hunted, helpless, and misunderstood. As we read, focus on these three guiding questions. Who is taking action and why? What events are changing the course of the story? What ideas about disease or society are being challenged or reinforced? Let's begin reading. Pause the video and read the rest of Chapter 4. Let's reflect for a moment. What's happening here? Dr. Baker has located Mary Mallon and tries to bring her in for testing. Mary is terrified and furious. She doesn't believe she's sick, so she fights back. Eventually, she's taken by force and quarantined. The gist of these pages is Mary Mallon becomes the first known healthy carrier of typhoid in the United States, but she refuses to accept the science behind it. In a moment, you will pause the video and turn and talk with your partner. What motivated Mary's reaction? What motivated Dr. Baker's actions? How do both women's choices reflect the ideas of the time? Pause the video here and discuss. I hope you are making excellent observations and identifying the key players, events, and ideas that make this story so significant. Here are some more questions to ask yourself. How do Mary's choices after quarantine affect what happens next? How do scientists, doctors, and city officials respond? What ideas about fairness, justice, and public safety are revealed? Before we conclude this lesson, let's talk briefly about what happened in the final section of Chapter 4. Mary was eventually released from isolation after officials decided they may have overreacted. But instead of finding a new profession, she returned to cooking, and the disease spread again. Her actions reignited the debate between individual freedom and public safety, a debate that still exists today. So what do we see here? Individuals, Dr. Baker, George Soper, and Mary Mallon each acted according to their beliefs. Events, the investigation, the quarantine, the release, and the second outbreak. Ideas, fear of germs, belief in personal rights, and the evolving science of disease. How did the interactions between Mary Mallon, Dr. Baker, and the ideas of the time change society's understanding of disease? Think about it. What did this moment teach the world about germs and carriers? How did fear and misunderstanding affect decisions? What lessons still apply to us today? Pause the video here and turn and talk with your partner. Excellent. Here's what we've uncovered together. Mary Mallon's case forced scientists and society to accept that healthy people could still carry disease. Dr. Baker's persistence helped establish new public health procedures. The events around Mary's life pushed people to think deeply about fairness, rights, and responsibility. This is the essence of RI 7.3, analyzing how individuals, events, and ideas interact to create meaning and change. Before we end, take a moment to reflect on today's work. You read closely, discussed deeply, and thought critically about the relationship between human behavior and scientific discovery. On your sticky note or in your notebook, complete this sentence. Today, I deepen my understanding of how individuals, events, and ideas interact by. This reflection helps us remember that reading is about connecting patterns, just like scientists connect data to discover truth. Warriors, you've just finished Chapter 4 of Patient Zero, and you've connected the story of Typhoid Mary to the larger story of how knowledge, fear, and progress intertwine. That's the kind of thinking that prepares you not just for the assessment, but for life as a thoughtful, analytical reader of the world. Excellent work today, everyone.